This is a Flywoo FlyLens 85, and this is probably the best drone that Flywoo has ever come up with. Let's get into it. So ever since DJI released the DJI O3 last year, we have this new type of quad that came out, which is the O3 Whoop. The best way I can describe the O3 Whoop is a quad that is sub 250, has prop guards, aka Whoop style, and carries obviously a DJI O3. And we've seen many iterations of this quad come out. One being the Beta FPV Pico, the Mobula 803, the Darkstar by Get RC, the list goes on and on. It's like every manufacturer has its own version of it. And quite frankly, I was never really interested in any of these because honestly, I don't fly cinematic. I find it quite boring. I don't use this for work. And after watching some reviews of it, they all look like they fly like garbage.
You're trash, bro.
Garbage. Until this came along. Now, Flywoo has always released great quality builds, and this is no exception. In the box you get like TPU mount, wiring diagram for the AIO, more battery holder TPU, and the motor wire guards. Batteries are sold separately. Here I got myself 4 packs of the 750 2S batteries from Flywoo. I also got myself ND filters, and this is specifically made for the D-Case O3 that Flywoo sells. And I highly recommend it because the camera lens on the DJI O3 is really soft and it scratches really easily. So even if you don't like, cinematic and motion blur and stuff like that, just get the ND filters, man. You'll save yourself all the trouble with getting the lens scratched. And finally, this is the drone. Well, part of it. You see, there's no camera installed. I just got the kit like this and the naked O3 separately, and I have to install it myself. Flywoo includes this bag of random stuff here, like screwdrivers and more TPU, but the most important thing is this cable. There's a USB cable that helps you plug into the DJI O3 or the AIO, and that really is a game changer, man. It's quite hard to reach, so having that plug is really important. Here's a closer look at the DJI O3 that Flywoo decases for you. Now you pay a little extra, it's more expensive than just a stock one, but then you don't have to deal with the disassembly and all the cleaning and getting rid of all that blue gunk inside. Now the all-up weight for me comes up to just shy of 115 grams with a 750 mAh battery. So this thing flies super freaking well, but don't just take my word for it, just have a look at the footage yourself. I think that this thing is such a good quad. This is not a cine whoop, this is like a tiny whoop. This is the closest thing to a tiny whoop but with an O3. It is really lightweight and you just point it any direction and it will just go in that direction. It is a bit too lightweight because then you have no momentum when you're trying to do a juicy flick or rewind, but I guess this is not the purpose of this quad. But yeah, it flies so well. You just point it and it goes. The tracking of this drone is really good. See, if I do a power loop and very little prop wash there. Sometimes there's prop wash, but I find out that if I keep air mode on, then you really reduce the amount of prop wash that you have. If you notice at the edges of the frame, you will see that the reflections of the ND filter into the camera lens. And if this is a deal breaker for you, then I suggest getting just the normal DJI O3 camera and not this naked version, and get another ND filter, because I think it's something to do with the modifications that Flywoo did to the camera and adding their own special ND filter that causes this issue. I've already had it completely flushed against the camera, but you still get this kind of reflections. So I wouldn't recommend this for work. And if you do, then maybe just get the O3 version. But bear in mind, the flight performance might suffer. Here I'm trying to do a dive. Yeah, it's so good. Look, I can do a trippy spin on a tree and then reverse it into a trippy spin rewind or something like. But yeah, this thing is so fun. I get probably about 2 to 3 minutes on a really aggressive rip like this, and yeah, I couldn't be happier. The only problem, I wish I had more batteries, that's all. Okay. Woo! My buddy Mo from Mo FPV had some concerns about the durability of the prop guards, and he did mention that this thing would explode the moment you crash it. But look at this, it's like I flew more than 30 packs and almost every pack I crash, and the prop guards are still in one piece, no problem whatsoever. So this thing has been quite durable, more durable than I expected. And maybe I'm just crashing in playgrounds and stuff like that, but no, seriously, I think I'm quite happy with the durability of this quad. Now, maybe most of you are not going to be flying it like a freestyle quad, and most of you want to figure out whether or not this is a good cinematic quad for you. So I'm going to attempt to do so. I never really fly cinematic, so I'm just going to try and show you what it's like to try to fly low and slow, and let's see how it goes. So this is me ripping, I'm flying, you know, trying to do that long cinematic shot, and guess where I am? Okay, just figure out like where am I standing in relation to this shot? Oh, by the way, there's no gyro flow or stabilization or whatsoever. So yes, I'm standing here, all the way here, like I don't know, a couple 100 meters maybe. And now I'm flying behind myself, by the way. Yeah. What else to say? I don't really know what to say during a cinematic kind of shot. Like, you do a dive like this, it's still super stable, no wobbles, no jello. I do get affected by the ground effect, so if you fly really low to the ground, you will get a little bit of wobbles because this quad is too light, and I think ground effect really affects it. One of the things I must say that Flywoo does really well is the tune. The tune of this is quite up to the very edges of what you can tune this to, so just be aware. If you do chip a prop or you have slightly bent props, that could be an issue because it will start to, you know, the AIO doesn't really like it. This is a part where I get bored and I'll be like, let's go explore, fly around. The O3 allows you to like really fly through trees because the clarity and the sharpness is just so good that you can see every little branch and leaf. This is me trying to do like a reveal shot, I guess. This kind of slow flight, I think I got nearly 6 minutes on this flight, which was way too long, I feel. I don't like flying very long. I get really bored. Yeah. I got not much to say other than this flight was very long and it gets kind of boring. This is the part where I try and push the limits of the VTX of the O3 in terms of reception. I know like Express LRS can handle this, but this is the part where it starts to break up, but I still have enough confidence to stick it into tiny holes. And it was fine. I had all the confidence to go through this, and then now I think my battery was like getting low and I decided to come back. I think I ended up the flight at like 6 minutes plus. And yeah, that's what a cinematic flight is like with the Flywoo Fly Lens. Alright, so pros about this drone, this quad, the Flywoo Fly Lens 85. It is small, lightweight, it's quiet, sub 250, remote ID, and this thing flies amazing on the stock tune. You can get it with any video receiver that you like. You know, you don't have to get it with the O3. You can get it with the Walk Snail. They sell it with the Walk Snail, the HD0, the old Vista even, and even analog. And I think you just fly whichever video system you want to have. The Goku AIO comes with 6 UARTs. I don't know what small quad would need 6 UARTs, but I guess it's a really powerful AIO. That's why it's also so freaking expensive. The Express LRS is UART based, not SPI, which is great. So So, you know, makes things easier with the flashing and all that kind of stuff. Did I mention this quad flies so well? Yeah, if you have not seen it already, yeah, it flies freaking well. This is one of the biggest pluses for this quad. The lightweight of the O3 camera, I mean the D-Case O3, the carbon fiber frame, the props, everything, and the motors, it just makes this thing fly so freaking well. Now cons, the drawbacks of this quad. I think it's the price. This thing is quite pricey. It's, I think, the most expensive of all the options out there. I paid nearly close to 600 Sing dollars for this. I don't know how much that's in USD, maybe 500, maybe close to 500. The ND filter, right? This custom D-Case O3 and the ND filter, you get reflections in the lens, so maybe you can't use it for work. Last but not least, do not do the stupid thing that I did, which I tried to plug in a 3S battery into this thing and I completely blew the cap. But, you know, the AIO board, actually the AIO board can survive 3S. It's just that the cap that they install in this thing does not support 3S, so don't plug in 3S, guys. That's about it. Yeah, I think this is a great quad. I think this is really wonderful. No, it's basically a tiny Whoop with an O3 camera because it just flies like a tiny Whoop. Not really like a Cine Whoop. I don't know if you're going to be using this for any kind of cinematic. They don't even include like any kind of TPU to mount any camera because they're just going to rely on the O3. But yeah, this has been my favorite quads. It's to the point where I'm actually contemplating buying more batteries, buying more spare frames and ducts and stuff like that, and just go and fly around because it's just so easy to fly. You can just put it in your pocket, chuck it in your bag. I think, yeah, you don't have to register or anything. You can bring it, go travel, and yeah, it flies really well. Maybe for improvement, if for you personally, get the one with the GPS, so you can have those kind of return to home functions if you're going traveling. But yeah, this is a great quad. This is the FlyLens 85 by Flywoo, and this is the reasons why I think this is the best drone that Flywoo has ever made. If you like this video and you like this quad, check out my link below in the comments section somewhere. Yeah, every little purchase helps the channel. Thanks guys, have a good one.